Okay guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. In this episode, going to be talking about my thoughts on Karate Kid Legends, the recent Jackie Chan film that came out. That is going to give my thoughts on it, and that film is basically a soft sequel to both the original films with Sensei Miyagi, and then the reboot under Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, right? It's a soft sequel to both, and to be honest, I kind of appreciate that. I actually appreciate that, and to me, that's actually one of the positives of the film: the fact that they are acknowledging the stuff that happened in the previous movies. Right? A lot of these movies are too scared to do that, or they're not smart enough to do that, or they just think with the last films they were a mess. I'm not even going to address them. No, they happened. The audience knows they happened. Address it. Right, and that's what they did. So in my opinion, those were positives. The casting I quite liked as well. The storyline left a bit to be desired because largely the guy Ralph Macchio, I think this is his name, Ralph whatever his name is, the guy from the original films, the kid who's now an adult from Cobra Kai, he felt like he didn't really even need to be in the story. If I'm being honest, Jackie Chan could have done that role. He did do that role fine. He could have just been, done it solo, because he was like the head trainer, but instead of sharing that role with the other bloke, they should have just done it where Jackie Chan was just the head guy. It was sort of forced, it was sort of pointless, but I didn't mind it because again, it was calling back to nostalgia, which I suppose isn't actually a good thing. Using nostalgia as the base for your film rather than actually making it a good film, that is a bit of a problem, right? But that's what they're doing. The Karate Kid film, like I said, the casting overall wasn't too bad. Storyline is basic. It's what you expect a Karate Kid film to be. It's what I would expect a Karate Kid film in 2025 to be. Very basic. Underdog is training. He wants to fight local bully. Fights him in a tournament. Wins. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's Karate Kid. You're not watching Karate Kid. You're not watching Creed for these crazy storylines. You know what the plot's going to be. It's going to be main character, villain, overcomes the villain. That's it. Do you know what I mean? We can talk about the intricacies and the writing and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, that's what the story's going to be. Right? And if you accept that going in and you don't treat it like Rogue One or Dune 2, like, you're not going to get that from these films. You need to know what you're getting and set your expectations when you go into this film, right? Again, that being said, there are definitely some parts of this film that are pretty pointless, right? Like the spoiler alert, but like the guy the little chink, the little Chinese guy's helping the kid. I don't know these guys' names. Like, the thing is, when I'm watching these films, I'm geeked, right? So don't expect some crazy plot breakdown or some crazy analysis. I'm geeked when I'm watching these films, right? So I don't know their names or nothing. So the main character, the little Chinese boy, right? He likes this girl, and this girl's dad is getting in some trouble with like some local gangsters, right? So these local gangsters try and attack the girl's dad. The little Chinese boy helps them, and he's like, okay, well, you could fight these guys. You train me how to box. What? This guy's using kung fu on the streets, and you want him to train you for a boxing match? That's not how this works, bro. He has the boxing match. It was fixed. He gets beat up. He loses. He's in hospital because he, got quite a bad injury. Because obviously, a guy who knows kung fu, who beat up some untrained gangsters, isn't going to be able to train you for a boxing fight, bro. So that happens. That whole storyline happens. It's pretty pointless. There's really no need for that to even be in the film, other than it just take up time. Because without these sort of B storylines, the movie could just be a Cobra Kai episode and be done in like 40 minutes or an hour. Do you know what I mean? But I imagine this film costs quite a bit of money, so they're not going to be like, well, this film has to be at least an hour and a half. But they could have cut out at least half hour, 40 minutes of this film, and it would have made next to no difference, right? That being said, it's not a film I'm probably going to rewatch again, but it was a film that when I watched it, I didn't mind because, again, some nice kung fu karate guy get beat up. Like, it's cool. It's all right, bro. It's all right. But yeah, overall, not an amazing film. A film that I didn't mind watching at the time, but a film I'm probably not going to rewatch. Again, there's been a few films on this channel that I have reviewed. Films like Novocaine and Mission Impossible, Thunderbolts, Venom 3. Karate Kid, probably, it's not as good as some of those films. It's not as good as Novocaine, not as good as Mission Impossible. I'm going to give Karate Kid's Legends a 2 stars for this. Really nothing special. That being said, if you had caught me straight outside of the cinema, I probably would have rated this higher. If I'm being honest, I probably would have rated this higher because it's a film that doesn't... It's a film that could be better, but it doesn't do anything glaringly wrong. Right? There's no huge mistakes. There's no huge plot points apart from, you know, the guy helping the girl's dad to be a fighter. That's kind of weak. That doesn't need to be in the film, but it is, so whatever. But that's not a major part of the film. It takes up too much time, but it's not the film, right? If you had caught me straight out the cinema asking me this, I probably would have rated this similar to like a Novocaine, a 2.5 stars, 3 stars. But now that I've had time to ponder on it, I'm probably going to give Karate Kid Legends a 2 stars. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys think of this film. Have you seen it? Did you see it in cinema? I don't think it's out on streaming yet. It wouldn't be. No, I think it's still in cinemas. But what did you rate this film? Out of 1 to 5 stars, I'm giving it a 2. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'm out. Peace.